Stock slip ahead of F&O expiry today and the keenly tracked RBI monetary policy decision tomorrow. Consumer durables and Realty are the big drags, while IT manages to a green tick. Swiggy's losses mount on higher investment in the quick commerce business, but the digital platform maintains its guidance to achieve EBITDA break-even in food delivery and contribution positive in quick commerce by the third quarter of FY26. Hexaware is set to relist on the bourses after 5 years via an IPO that will see owner Carlyle divest 26% stake for 8,750 crore rupees. It will be the largest IT service IPO in the country, valuing Hexaware at over 43,000 crore rupees. Gold scales to a new high of $2,880 per ounce, taking the returns from the yellow metal in 2025 way beyond those from the other asset classes like equities. Experts see $3,000 per ounce on the horizon. Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into CNBC-TV18. You're watching Business Lunch with me, Vinny Motiwala. I'm coming in live from CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal Studios. Thank you so much for tuning in. A quick look at the market today. We've seen that fall coming in for the market. Just a slight bit, it opened up in the green, and then we saw that decline coming in for the market. As of now, the Nifty is trading near the day's lowest point, approximately 23,587 is what the Nifty is trading at, down 110 points in today's trading session. Sensex 2 is trading with similar cuts of almost 0.5% on trade. What we're seeing in terms of Nifty movers today, where we're seeing a bit of a move coming in, and positive sign is from the pharma side. So Cipla, Dr. Reddy's among the Nifty 50 names that are managing to hold on to gains. BPCL also managing to sustain to gains that we saw, as well as life insurance names. So HDFC Life, SBI Life managing to hold on to good gains in today's trading session. So yes, keep an eye out on those life insurance name. Mid and small cap. Let's pull up the Nifty mid and small cap, because both of the broader markets is actually seeing a sharp fall coming in and underperformance coming in versus the benchmark indices. Nifty mid cap down more than 1%. Small cap is down almost 0.5% in trade as well. Among the Nifty mid cap losers, Solar Industries pulled that up. Concall highlights were weak, so that is some bit of a pressure there. MRF on the back of its earnings. Page Industries came out with its numbers yesterday during market hours. We had the Concall coming in post market hours, and because of that, weakness in demand is something that is a concern for Page Industries. So Page Industries in the mid cap is seeing a bit of a fall coming in. But let's move on, and the food delivery giant Swiggy is down over 5% in trade. Now, the company posted a weak set of Q3 earnings, with the net loss widening to 800 crore rupees and for the December quarter. The management tells that the strong growth in food delivery was offset by losses in the new quick commerce business. Earlier, we spoke to Rahul Bothra, who's the CFO of Swiggy. He also spoke about the growth of quick commerce business and the company's growth outlook. Listen in.
In the first month of launch, it had gained to close to 5%. We are now currently at close to 9% of the overall food delivery volumes, which is pretty, good, considering that it's just 1 quarter of launch. Our, growth in quick commerce also accelerated. So from 6% to 88% on a YOY basis in the December quarter. One of the things that happened during the quarter was, if you see, our overall guidance for H2 was to double our square footage in the quick commerce business. So from 2 million square feet to 4 million square feet. Now, this has meant that there has been a certain pace of store additions. In quarter 3, we've added 96 stores. Just in the month of January itself, we've added 86 further stores. So some of the expansion activity was slightly back-ended, which has now caught up. Overall portfolio margins are, is what we are guiding, that by, quarter 3 of FY26, we will be able to break even at the portfolio level, because a lot of these store additions that are currently happening will hit that maturity or at least the break-even stage at that point in time. Mature stores are already hitting, 4 to 5% if you normalize for the breaking of the stores that I just mentioned.
And from earnings reported and to earnings, moving on to the earnings that are expected in today's trading session, we have SBI that will be reporting its numbers a short while from now. Abhishek is joining in with us to give us those key expectations.
Well, we need to begin with, business momentum will be the key focus. Momentum this time around, deposit growth will be lower than the system. Advances growth expected to remain on the healthier side. Kotak Securities estimates advances growth of about 13% YOY and 3% sequentially. Net interest margin can decline YOY but improve on a sequential basis. So Kotak Securities estimates a net interest margin decline of 1 basis point YOY and about 3 basis point improvement on a sequential basis. Now, OPEX will be on the lower side, which can aid the operating profits. However, operating profits will also get impacted from the treasury income. Treasury income last quarter was more than 4,000 crore, which is on the healthier side and may not get repeated this time around. So slippages can rise quarter on quarter. Kotak Securities again estimating slippage ratio of 1.5% versus 0.5% in the previous quarter. However, asset quality is expected to improve. Recoveries and upgradation will be on the lower side, so write-offs can aid asset quality. Motilal Oswal is estimating gross NP ratio of 2.04% versus 2.13% in the previous quarter, and net NP ratio also expected by Motilal Oswal to decline by 3 basis points sequentially. Watch out for management commentary with respect to the trajectory of business growth going ahead, along with net interest margin and return ratios, which we'll be seeing closely. Our poll suggests NII growth of 7% YOY and about 2.3% sequentially. We are working with a profit growth of nearly 76% YOY and a decline of more than 12% sequentially. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Abhishek. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. And as we slip into break, it's time for Growth Code, an initiative by Grow and CNBC-TV18 designed to provide you with valuable trading strategies. This week, CNBC-TV18's Nigel D'Souza sat down with pro trader Saurabh Sisodia, co-founder of Quantify Capital, to understand how social media is fueling the speculative trading. Listen in.
Sort of another important point is how has social media contributed to this speculative trading, especially among the retail investors?
So I think social media has a very big influence. In fact, I was reading an article that due to social media, speculative trading has increased a lot in last 5 to 10 years. And so if you see what happened with GameStop. So GameStop was a stock in the US. It was a company into gaming. There was an article on Reddit that, so retailers bet against the hedge funds, and due to this speculative trading, the stock risen almost 400-500% in a short span of time, and the hedge funds actually lost money due to this. So this is the power of social media, but what traders have to do is not to believe anything that is there on the social media, do their own due diligence, because with social media you get so many insights, some influencers saying this, other influencers saying this. So I think as a trader, what you have to do is just try to gain as much information content you can on social media, but not try to do any investment or trading advice based on social media.
Okay, all right. Saurabh, how can traders distinguish between genuine insights and say hype-driven recommendations on social media?
Okay, so what they have to do is, if any influencer is talking about a stock directly, because SEBI guideline says that if you're not registered, you can't talk about stock. So if an influencer is trying to pitch you a stock that, okay, this stock is looking good, telling you to buy, I think that is something you should stay away. And one thing to do is at least see the volumes, like what are the daily average volumes of that stock. If the stock has like at least a market cap of less than 1,000 crores, then definitely you have to stay out, because these are generally pump and dump. And what a trader can do is basically follow people who are giving genuine insights, basically teaching you how to make money, how to improve your investment process, rather than giving you tips.
We take the budget very seriously on CNBC TV18, and why? Because it matters to you, our viewers. So it's long days, longer nights, poring over fine print, looking at historical data, fixing the most influential opinion makers, so that you, our viewers, can get the most incisive analysis in real time. We are India's budget headquarters for that reason, because we stay true to our commitment and our promise of delivering the budget in real time, but in a way that makes sense to everyone, every year on CNBC TV18.
MSME also in the same graphic.
Budget is the D-Day for us.
Number 1 on TV.
Number 1 on social.
And number 1 on web.
There's excitement, there's frenzy, brilliant graphics.
So we've been prepping for this for months.
We're all set to deliver.
Very exciting.
D-Day and we're finally here and you can see my desk. There's food, there's water, there's coffee, there's badam.
The lineup toll free.
Can you hear me? I'm expecting lower taxes. Now, budget is a very special day actually for everybody, but it's more special for me because it's my birthday. Super pumped.
Our newsroom is buzzing. The office, as you can see, buzzing with expectation.
It's a very important day for us and the entire country.
There is still hope, right? I mean, that the government will do something.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, cue.
My dear friend Payal has come on the floor to understand from us what the reporting team of CNBC-TV18 is expecting from the
Ritika, you should have ordered some dahi chini.
You know, as you've all heard in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. FMS come.
Finance Minister rising in Parliament to present Budget 2025. This is going to be her 8th budget, 8th consecutive budget.
This budget continues our government's efforts to C. Invigorate private sector investments, D. Uplift household sentiments, and E. Enhance spending power of India's rising middle class.
This is my 16th 20 years.
my 14th budget with CNBC-TV18.
Nirmala Sitharaman has delivered and so has CNBC-TV18. Where else to catch all the action?
We are CNBC-TV18, your budget headquarters. Seize the moment!
CNBC-TV18's dominance continues. The leader in business news knocks out competition during budget week. CNBC-TV18 dominates with 92.7% viewership in megacities in budget week. A big thank you to our viewers for prepping for the budget 2025 with CNBC-TV18. Thank you so much for that. Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned into Business Lunch on CNBC-TV18. Let's move on and following US President Donald Trump's comments on taking over war-ravaged Gaza and redeveloping it, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hailed the plan, calling it the first good idea he had heard in a while. So let's listen into what he had to say.
The actual idea of allowing first Gazans who want to leave. I mean, what's wrong with that? They can leave, they can then come back, they can relocate and come back, but you have to rebuild Gaza. If you want to rebuild Gaza, you can't have, this is the first good idea that I've heard. It's a remarkable idea, and I think it should be really pursued, examined, pursued, and done, because I think it will create a different future for everyone.
However, Trump's rebuilding Gaza plan has drawn sharp criticism from other Arab countries. Saudi Arabia released a statement just hours after his comments saying no normalization within Israel would happen without the creation of a Palestinian state. Meanwhile, UAE also issued a statement rejecting the proposal of displacing the Palestinians to rebuild Gaza. And moving on, the deportation of over 200 Indian illegal immigrants has caused a major uproar in the parliament, with the opposition slamming the government over the alleged mistreatment of Indian citizens by the United States. Both houses of the parliament have been adjourned, while Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar is expected to address the parliament at 2 p.m. And with that, we are absolutely out of time on this edition of Business Lunch on CNBC-TV18. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, your Midcap Radar.